Again, we do some bankruptcy work. Bankruptcy is a great tool in certain circumstances, but it is overkill, expensive, and unduly complicated in many circumstances. So we'll map out what the alternatives are, alternatives to bankruptcy, whether that's a receivership or a foreclosure by a lender or an assignment for the benefit of creditors, which we spend a lot of time doing. So Aaron will bring me in. One of the things that we'll do is we will shop the company's assets in a parallel process. We'll run a mini investment banking process where a full investment banking process may have already been tried, but now we're having a different conversation. And that's when I'll turn to somebody like Matt Thompson here and SkyView, who are experienced in looking at distressed situations, who are looking at asset sales rather than equity purchases, who understand what questions to ask and what to think about. So let me ask Matt directly. Matt, what do you look for? What will you consider? What are the key metrics, perhaps? What kind of things scare you away, and what kind of things don't scare you away?
Hello, great being here today. So throughout my career, I've looked at a lot of distressed businesses, and we've bought things out of bankruptcy, bought them through ABCs, and also Article 9 situations. And as Nouriel Roubini was mentioning, the economies are very cyclical, and you see these patterns, that the railroad boom, the railroad bust, the telecom boom, the telecom bust. We're probably going to see an AI boom and an AI bust. But through those cycles, great companies are formed. Right now, there's hundreds or thousands of AI companies. Those companies, some of them are going to create great technologies. Some of them will go out of business, but all of that growth and investment is the railroad tracks of the future that are being laid and being consolidated. So we see a great opportunity in buying these assets after they lost some of that overhype and the ability to buy them in more reasonable valuations and then turn them around and then perhaps be the facilitator to get them to a more normal sale path. So we work with companies when we hear about these situations, like from a Resolution or a Sherwood, and we hear about these opportunities to perhaps buy these businesses or buy the assets and then restart them. We've done a lot of work with carve-outs where we will buy pieces of businesses. And these are opportunities that are not normal sale processes. We're buying it without management, without some technology, without HR departments, and we're rebuilding the companies around that or rebuilding a company around an ABC. But if you're willing to put in the hard work to stabilize these businesses, build them up and carve them out, there's amazing returns. Sometimes you can buy these assets for near zero, things that were trading at hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars just a couple years prior. You can buy them for pennies on the dollar and then stabilize it and get great returns. And the things we look for are situations where there's a core business that can be saved. There's something of intrinsic value. It's not just a falling knife.
Do you have any examples, Matt? Any war stories you can give us of a recent transaction?
We've definitely looked at hundreds of carve-out and distress situations, but some that come to mind. We bought a business which was a great software business that had been around for a while. It was not necessarily the highest flyer in the space, but it was bought by VMware, which was now EMC. This business languished within EMC because it was sort of cannibalizing some of their existing business, and it was a little lower growth. So they had become an orphan division within VMware. They wanted to sell it. We were able to buy it at a very distressed valuation. We were then able to put in new management, build middle management around it, rebrand the business while keeping the customer base intact. Then we're able to take that business and then within a period of 2 years, we're able to sell it for a great return.
Thank you, Matt. And it's the case, I tell my clients all the time, just because a company could not make it as a going concern doesn't mean that there's no value. There may be in-house software that was developed, certainly patent portfolios, all sorts of trade secrets that have been developed. They may have some value, and that's what Claudia is relying on, because she's going to try to recover something, even if that next round of capital hasn't come in, even if there's no sale of the company, she's still looking at it paid back on her loan in full or in part. And so our firm and the partnership up here on the stage is focused on sussing out whatever value can be done, making sure that every option has been explored, and hopefully the bank gets paid. That's kind of my benchmark. Try to get the secured creditor paid, and if there's money left over for unsecured creditors, so much the better.